Hey, this is Geoff.
And I'm Gena.
And we're hoping that everyone is enjoying themselves, just staying safe.
Yeah.
Boy, this thing with Gail.
Gail King.
I'm telling you,
Wow.
Perception, I'm telling you, is a lot. And the perception of that, everyone has a right to be upset. This whole Me Too, who's dragging who down, and then Harvey Weinstein,
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg. I saw Snoop Dogg. We saw Snoop Dogg's interview.
Yeah.
His video, and he did mention Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah. Well, you know, Geoff, you can't blame Snoop Dogg for coming out of pocket on Gail. Gail's been asking for this for a little while.
You've been tracking her down.
Well, it was like ever since you showed me the back in was it June of 2019?
It was
when
Wendy Williams' show about Monique.
Well, when you showed me the Monique speaking out against Steve Harvey, I think that was back in June, right? 2019.
Okay.
At first I was like, all right, this sounds like a little West Coast, East Coast beef or something like that, Like what happens between rappers and stuff. But then no, it's gotten a little bit more deeper. These are some personality issues that Oprah and Gail King are displaying, towards the black community and towards people that have that are accused of sexual.
And this is very wealthy. This is in regards to Gail King, in regards to interviewing WNBA athlete who knew Kobe extremely well. Her name will come to me at some point, but in which Gail was pushing the allegations, sexual allegations. It did go to trial, and it was settled out of court or of some sort. The victim did not go further.
Yeah.
So now we're here.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Kobe, a very
Kobe
wealthy
is a
man,
very, very well-respected
extremely
celebrity
well-respected,
here
and
in Hollywood and in LA.
And let us not forget, just lost his life. One of 9 lost his
He
life.
lost his life with his daughter.
The timing of this, and what you want to go and feature, and it's like you're utilizing this. It's like just using this. Like some cautionary tale, using Kobe's
Jeff,
death. I mean,
this
it's just...
man was a family man. He was well respected in the community. He would go and he would look at people's stories around here and people that were suffering. Hold on. People that were suffering, he would go and seek them out and help them.
In certain cases that we have seen that he has done that. Okay.
Yes.
So now you've been tracking now all these little beefs that have been going on, and Monique has been in there, and Lee Daniels, and I've heard Tyler Perry's name come up, and then things kind of like went silent. Steve Harvey, and then things went silent. Steve lost a bunch of shows.
Steve lost his job.
Yeah, and then 2 years earlier, Monique had an issue with Netflix. She didn't like. Something happened with that deal. Anyway, she's on Showtime. I think Friday she should have been on. It's coming up this Friday. She's got her show.
Yeah.
A live show.
Monique has had some issues with trying to get her career jump started again after Oprah went and featured her family.
Yeah,
featured her mother and father and brothers. Two brothers. One who molested her as a child,
and that was
and that was to purposely destroy Monique's reputation.
Now we are looking at this from all angles, and Oprah called, as the story goes, Oprah called Monique after the show. Monique told her that she was not happy with it.
Right.
Oprah apologized and said that she did not know all of those people were coming, all those family members were coming.
Right.
Okay, so now there's a party.
Right.
Okay, now this is my first issue, because Monique did not accept the apology. Monique is supposed to let Oprah know, not wait until this party, but it seems like things festered.
Right.
So whatever happened in the family, that added to the issue.
Gotcha.
So there's this big party that Oprah has.
But you should never interview the family
Family.
members of a celebrity.
Yeah.
You know, and we see
You
exactly.
definitely have a friend.
You know what I'm saying?
Who says,
Because we see exactly what happened to Harry and Meghan up in the UK. You know, the British media started interviewing Meghan's father and the sister and then the brother, and then finding out that they have some issues. And now all the dirty laundry of the family is out in the public domain, along with the royal family's dirty laundry as well.
centuries of it.
Centuries of it, right? But the thing is that the royal family doesn't need to bring in people with dirty laundry because they got enough of their own dirty laundry to clean up.
They can produce it every minute, I imagine.
You know what I mean? Prince
If need
Andrew.
be.
That's all we have to say.
That's it.
That's it. You
You
know,
can't
and
say
it's
anything
like,
else.
you know, and so I
That
don't.
was another thing.
That was
What
another
happened,
thing. I
how
don't
the-
like how Oprah did that. You don't go and go behind somebody's back and interview their family members and then call them up and say, how'd you like that?
We all know if you attain any type of fame in your family, you know there's someone in your family who has not. And how does that go?
Exactly.
So you just, just imagine being in someone else's shoe, but you see this rating thing and who they use to throw under the bus.
Right.
See, it's not like Oprah was doing this to everybody else. She wasn't doing this
She
to
was
Goldie.
targeting certain people that could have possibly challenged her position in the field. That's what I see with Oprah. I think she was targeting certain people, but then that's my opinion.
Yeah, but like I said, I felt that what she did to Monique, she didn't do to Goldie Hawn or to any other
Or
celebrity.
Harvey Weinstein. Come on.
Yeah, so that was a little unfair on Oprah's part. But like I said, so there's this.
And as a journalist, you should be fair. That's all I'm trying to say. That's what they teach us in school.
Okay, now.
But fair in the world is not a fair place. It's a
Correct.
messy place.
Right, and some people would say that being a talk show host is not a journalist, or a talk show host and a journalist, they
Talk
do
show
not make
hosts
each other.
use journalistic principles.
Exactly. When it is.
Oh, so you said it the same time I said it, huh?
Yes, I did.
You like that? I like that.
They-
The two
they-
could become one. You're so cute. I love you.
They do it. They do it when it helps them in their whatever it is.
Whatever their agenda is.
Whatever the agenda.
But your agenda should be neutral.
Well.
When you're a journalist,
that's in a fair world, right?
in any listen. That's if you have a spirit.
A truth, yeah.
You got to talk about the spirit.
That you listening to your spirit. I think everyone has a spirit. It's just some people are not listening to it.
Exactly. And the spirit, your spirit has to change before the hour of man can be reviewed. So you got to take this to heart when there's a lot of people out there talking about this, saying, Oprah and Gail, you're wrong. You're wrong for doing that.
And Gail's apology was kind of and then like I said, Gail's apology was not. It was not as strong as her interview.
You know what I mean?
Let's put it like that.
She said she tried to say you were taking it out of context. No, we know what context is. We know 6th grade English. And we know context.
Yeah, we can't.
We know how to diagram a sentence. Your sentences, we diagrammed them, and you purposely did that.
We were living in a third world nation. We know 6th grade education very well.
Exactly. Because all of them have a 6th grade education. Oh,
yeah.
That's another story.
That's another story. Oh, and then congratulations. We got to see for the very first time what a president of the United States can actually do. That little girl who got whatever college, do you understand, paid for. Do you understand?
For Donald Trump, the president of the United States, to stand in front of the world and the entire country and tell that little girl, you can pick whatever school you want to go, and we will pay for it.
Free ride, and like I said, we saw it in the movie. There was the Suicide Squad at the end. Will Smith is talking to his daughter, and he's talking to the guys to trying to negotiate. Mm-hmm. And he said he wants his daughter to have all of that, and even if she fails in Harvard, mm-hmm. she's to pass. So literally, literally, we saw that as the greatest gift, and we never seen any gifts.
We've never seen a gift like that.
Gifts were given out, and it was an incredible.
Donald Trump was amazing. I have to give it to him. That's how a president's supposed to act. That's how a leader's supposed to treat his people.
But you know.
He showed the entire world, this is how you treat your citizens.
Now we get
my citizens are not subjects. My citizens are citizens.
Yeah. Now we go to the flip side. You got Bahamas. You got someone in leadership who is running the place kind of like a dictatorship. And people are getting wise to him.
He's running it like the neighborhood he grew up in.
Yeah, he grew up in a little tough neighborhood. So you'll remember.
And his father owned like a gas station in the neighborhood, so he grew up pumping gas and stuff, and he acts like
just hasn't shaken it out of his spirit. His spirit is that. So he talks to you. He
talks to you like he's like he knows you, and he doesn't know you. You know what I mean? It's like you're like, boy, you don't know me. Sorry.
So anyway, so we're giving you all of these things are all happening within this, within these few days. We just came out of February, congratulations.
No, we just came out of January. Yeah, we're in February.
And it just seems like we're just moving very quickly.
It's going to be June in a matter of months.
We just heard a Colombian operation, a Colombian bank. A bank in Colombia wants to buy into a bank in the Bahamas.
What's to buy First Caribbean? Is it First Caribbean International Bank?
I believe so. But like I said, this wants to happen. It's like, you always got to question stuff when you see a neighborhood going down, like all of a sudden shutting down. And anytime you see something new coming into a place where there's a poor economy, you have got to question what their reasons are. What are they getting out of it? Question everything. Because this is the people's money here.
Now, this is what's interesting about First Caribbean International Bank. They became a bank about maybe 20 years ago. They were produced out of a merger between Barclays Bank and Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce or something like that, right? CIBC. Okay. So CIBC and Barclays Bank merged in the Bahamas, and they created First Caribbean International Bank.
Bank that is stationed in Colombia.
And now a Colombian bank has come into the Bahamas to buy the conglomerate. I will call it a Bahamian conglomerate because it's small. Yeah. It's like two companies coming together. That's a conglomerate in the Bahamas. So very small, very small.
Yeah. Oh, Sambos. Imagine all the Sambos in Florida. Okay, so that would be
Sambos is still in Florida?
Well, when it was. Whenever it was.
You're dating yourself. You're so cute. Well, you still look sexy, though. I love you. I love you. You're my man.
So, we...
might as well say Waffle House.
Waffle House. They understand. So, at any rate, anytime that you got new things coming in, and there's this new foreign exchange, and then how about the coronavirus? We're keeping an eye on that. People are saying stay calm, but then you keep seeing the death toll rise and the infection rise. Yeah. And different form babies.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Then there's the story of the doctor who discovered it. He caught it and died.
Yeah. People playing around in labs, creating stuff that they shouldn't create. But I think coronavirus is just created out of nastiness. Just people being unhygienic, not blood everywhere.
The food, you see, when there's an overpopulation, less food, people start getting really exotic, starting to eat things they shouldn't be eaten, never would have eaten.
And see, bacteria grows out of anything. That's why it's the easiest culture to use, and it mutates. And that's why it's the easiest culture to create something like penicillin to fight off bacteria. It's like bad bacteria fighting off good bacteria. They're having a war. But see, I'm allergic to penicillin, so I can't have penicillin. If not, I break out. I get sick. Because that's bacteria. My body, it can't take any more bacteria. It ain't for that. So I have to have other antibiotics,
Good
alternative.
stuff.
Yeah, like C-chlor or something else to fight off infections. I can't deal with penicillin. Penicillin is crazy. What else? Some other stuff that we wanted to talk about, huh?
Hit off. Just put it down when it's ready.
All right.
Okay, so now Harry, you got a Prince Harry story when you were
Prince Harry story.
Yeah, when you were covering.
Yeah,
his visit.
And I covered his visit. It was a while back. It was like 10 years ago when he came to the Bahamas. Prince Harry came to the Bahamas. It was way before he got married, and I suspected that he was looking for a bride. So he came to the Bahamas, and
now, what made you suspect he was looking for a bride?
because he just had that air about him. You know what I mean? And he was going to all of the, I guess, the islands.
You didn't get that confused with he was just looking to get laid.
Maybe he was looking to get laid too. He probably did get laid, and we don't know. You know, there was a bunch of Bahamian women throwing themselves at him. You know, they went to Christchurch Cathedral when he was there for the ceremony at Christchurch Cathedral, and representing Queen Elizabeth, of course. And there was a bunch of Miss Bahamas contestants and winners and stuff hanging out there around the church to meet him. And basically they came right out and they told him, they said, well, you know, I'm here, you're a prince, this is a church, let's get married. And I was like, these girls are bold. These gals, you know, they don't pull any punches. They just told him, let's get married right now. And he just laughed it off, you know. But you could tell that he was, you know, he was exploring.
Let me tell you how.
He was exploring the colonies.
Let me tell you how rough these women are. This is before I met you. Mm-hmm. I'm walking in midday in the supermarket, and it is the aisle with the pork and beans. The beans, they have the vegetables and the beans.
Yeah, yeah.
Two women walked past. I had a goatee at the time, so goatee comes around.
Yeah, you look sexy with that goatee. I like that.
Well, thank you very much, baby. But apparently, this one woman did not feel that way. This one woman walked. There were two young women in their 20s, and one woman. They walked past me, and the one says to the other one, and said, "Ooh, his mouth looks like a vagina."
So what?
His mouth looks like a vagina. I said to myself, oh my gosh.
They told you your mouth looks like a vagina?
No, they walked away from me, and she said it to her friend, but it was loud enough for me to hear.
Your mouth doesn't look like
it
a
was
vagina.
When I had a goatee.
So
it was just, that's what we're saying. It's just that the forward, women being forward.
It's cute though, you know? I like it. I wouldn't mind if your mouth looked like a vagina. But it does. I love you just the same.
With the lips?
It's the lips and the hair around the lips.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. As long as I don't smile. So.
But you know what? I think she's just flirting with you. She's trying to tell you you're cute. She didn't know how to say it.
I don't know about no Kentucky Fried Chicken flirting, you know.
Kentucky Fried Chicken flirting.
No, I don't know about no snack box flirting.
No, you don't eat Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, it's just like there's some weird flirting, you know.
Snack box flirting.
You know, there's some. You know, something that you can get, you know, when you're walking through.
Something you can get for $2
you know what I'm saying?
50 cents. Something less than $3.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an insult.
Exactly. It's in paper. It's in paper. It's not even in plastic. It's in some kind of colored paper.
With the picture of a man with a goatee. The Colonel.
The Colonel.
What's that, a Van Dyke or a goatee?
See, you call it a Van Dyke. Now, the only Van Dyke I know is Dick Van Dyke. But
right.
Anyway, you know, Jerry Van Dyke, too. I didn't know him personally, but...
No, that's when you got the hair around your mouth. And
I just knew that as
like
a goatee.
Little bit underneath the chin.
I just knew that as a goatee.
Yeah.
Okay, but I didn't have I just have the little thing under the bottom lip now.
No matter what y'all call it, it's sexy. I just love that.
to not have that same appearance again.
I love a man with a goatee. That's just so cute.
One
Especially
day,
that hair underneath your chin. That's,
one day when I
you
retire,
gotta
I'll
catch
do it.
stuff in it.
Yeah, I don't want to catch anything. In it.
No, but you can always wipe it off. It gives me something to do. Let me get that juicy stuff out your goatee.
Well, let me consider the resume. Let me consider the position.
I haven't wiped a lot of goatees.
I know you haven't.
Yours is the first one.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. I'm saving it all for you.
Oh, thank you.
You're so cute. I love you.
And you like the Tuskegee General.
Oh, you talking about Trump?
Yeah. You like the Tuskegee General, but giving it to his great-grandson, great-great-grandson, or something like that?
No, his grandson, I think it was. The 100-year-old Tuskegee Airman that Trump decided to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought that was very classy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To bring him and his grandson, and then helped out the two of them. That's the kind of feeling we want for America, where everybody feels included.
Well, that's why we came back home. We knew we weren't getting it on the island life. Like we said, Gilligan Island life is a lot to be desired. And Gilligan's Island life can only work if everyone is working together and have respect.
And they're not working together.
The Bahamas is not working together. It's just not. It's not a cohesive. It's just too many issues.
Yeah, we can't be around people that don't have no respect for each other.
And it's too much. It's too much putting Band-Aids on deep cuts that need operation, that need healing, and they constantly put Band-Aid on, expect the Band-Aid when the Band-Aid don't work. Then it creates a worse situation, and they don't know how to stop.
Mm-hmm. They have no filter, and they get all of that from the UK, and I've noticed that the recent behavior of UK citizens, I've never seen that.
Towards Harry and Meghan?
Towards Harry and Meghan, and I've never seen that side to the UK before. And I saw it for the first time, and I was offended. I was really, really offended by that. I know they say...
So you feel that they're racist?
Right.
That there is a racist...
undertone
in there that's really, really strong.
It's really strong. It's subtle, but it's strong. And the thing is that they let the whole world know that it exists there. That people saw it. Everybody in the world witnessed the subtle... In their way, the subtle racism coming out of the UK.
It was shocking. It was so shocking. We just let it go through. It was like, whoa, that is mad niggerish.
It is mad niggerish.
Mad niggerish.
Royal niggerish.
The guy marries this woman. Mm-hmm. You've accepted him. You accepted his mother, and you've definitely accepted the family. And all of a sudden, there's an issue now.
There's an issue now.
Now, come to find out, great granduncle, there's an issue there.
You know what I'm saying?
Duchess of Windsor.
The Duchess of Windsor. Another American.
So now we boil this down to y'all got an issue with Americans.
So they have an issue with Americans. They never got over the losing the War of American Independence in 1776.
Not to mention American pop culture, how that invades that they can't avoid it. You can't beat this.
You can't beat this. America's number one in everything.
True creativity.
We have the best military. We have the best. We have the best entertainment
but true
industry.
Creativity of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is so popular. Is that when it is done, when the artist is able to do it, and it gets out there, and it is appreciated.
Some people can't take being second best. I mean, that's what drove King George III crazy. He could never beat Americans, and he was just like, when did this come from? I'm the king. Where did this come from? These people are hiding in trees and shooting my soldiers. They know better than that.
But that's a story. That's a story to the Bahamian Prime Minister. Mm-hmm. You're powerful today. You feel strong today. I know you feel like you got a crown on your head. That ain't a crown on your head.
Power can be transferred.
You know what I'm saying?
At any moment.
It's an illusion. They lying to you. You ain't as important as you think you are.
Exactly.
You know.
You want to know about power? Ask a gay man about how power can be taken from you. You know, that's all I got to say.
Wow. Wow.
I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a positive way.
I hear that.
You know, look at Buttigieg.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Ooh.
Ooh.
Who wants to be around Biden now?
Exactly.
I mean, the tears.
Biden's about ready to burst into tears. He can't believe the rejection.
Bernie is about, I tell you, Bernie does not want to have something taken away from him again.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's
from Pete?
From Pete Buttigieg.
From Pete and Pete?
But you know what? Pete is the path of least resistance. You know what I mean? He's a minority, and he's in the lead.
Peaceful.
You know what I'm saying?
All I can say about him is he's peaceful. He looked peaceful.
He looks very peaceful.
And
he looks happy. He's happy in his relationship. He's happy in his own skin.
He's very happy about the Iowa standing. He's quite happy.
Exactly, and I'm happy for him. I'm glad. You see, it seems like the Democratic Party, or the Democrats, which I've always supported the Democrats, you know, but the Democrat Party has changed now, where they are the party that represents the least likely candidate, right? And yes, they have a chance. They give that platform to the least likely candidate to fight against the GOP, and that's awesome. That's what it should have always been. But I'm at the age right now where I want something more stable. I want something conservative because I'm going into retirement.
Amen.
And I am sorry, money is an issue.
Not
like an issue between us, but I mean, I'm saying money is an issue when we go into retirement.
When we lived in the Bahamas, we saw what the U.S. is going to have to deal with. They're going to have to contend with. Mexico is just the least. That whole Caribbean, that whole South American.
The Latin American,
that whole, you know,
Latin American and Caribbean region.
When they decide to migrate, and they migrate, just now there was someone who got video on a local Bahamian social media page of Haitians swimming.
Right.
Do you understand? We're not talking.
They're down to swimming now.
They were not swimming for health, folks. They were not swimming for this was a nice day during the week swim. They were swimming to shore. Wow. And it was at least 8 of them. Wow. And whatever vessel that we were on, they were no longer on it. So.
Well, I'm glad that they knew how to swim.
We have seen exactly, because you don't want those folks. We don't have the supplies over here for it all. But at any rate,
right?
You know, we got to take care of the Americans that we have now.
Exactly.
You know? California has a high homeless rate, and that needs to be addressed.
And that's something, you know, like when Geoff, when you and I, you know, we go for a walk to the grocery store, or we get into a taxi and we ride around in the taxi, you know, looking for some place to eat and then to see somebody sleeping on the side of the road next to a lamppost or a mailbox or something.
It's cold right now in California.
Cold.
You know,
and they're wrapped up in blankets.
And it's a lot. And they say that this is you know, the most ever for California. You know, this many homeless people. And quick shout out to Grubhub.
Yeah.
They deliver all our food.
Yeah, Grubhub. They've been very faithful and nice to us. You have to give them that, you know. But yeah, I think it's a rude awakening when you move to a city and you see hundreds of homeless people living on the side of the road, and they don't want to go. They don't want to leave the city because the city has such a beautiful energy.
Well,
There's
it has
hope
what
here.
It has the convenience of what you need to survive.
Yeah, it also offers hope from this side of the grave. You know what I mean? There's hope beyond the grave, but there's hope on this side of the grave. That's what Hollywood offers. You know, there is a chance you can get discovered. You can, you know, anything can happen. You can go from famine to fortune in a minute.
Yeah, the city of angels. It's all right here.
And you feel the angels here, you know. And we felt it when Kobe died, the morning he died. You know, you feel the love in this city.
Yeah, you do.
This is. I mean, I would think that a big city like this would be like New York. You know, where there is no love.
No, this is the exact opposite of New York.
Yeah.
I like the speed. I like the people. I like the tone. I like what we have accomplished so far. You know.
I like the latitude.
Just moving here.
Yeah, I love the latitude that Hollywood offers.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's, you know, you just got to work hard and you'll get there.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a great city.
Absolutely.
You know? And so,